Welcome to A Guide to Every Deck in Pioneer. Today we're looking at Goblins. Goblins has quickly risen to prominence and become the best version of red aggro in the format. It's of course a go-wide tribal deck that uses a combination of haste creatures and lords to overwhelm the opponent. When analyzing aggro decks, it's easy to default to the simple instruction of just turn creatures sideways, but Goblins does have certain cards and interactions worth discussing. A lot of the Goblins have secondary uses apart from just aggroing. Fanatical Firebrand can pick off numerous X1 creatures, particularly Mana Elves and opposing aggressive 2/1s. Similarly, Hobgoblin Bandit Lord can burn creatures depending on how many Goblins you've played. Goblin Chain Whirler out of the sideboard further supplements the plan against small creature decks. Conspicuous Snoop and Runevelt Hordemaster both keep the deck resilient to removal and trading in combat by providing a source of card advantage. The deck is approximately 1/3 lands and 2/3 goblins, meaning you have about a 66% chance to hit with either. Some versions of the deck also run Goblin Ringleader. Experimental Frenzy out of the sideboard also shores up the card advantage plan against highly interactive, removal-heavy decks. And furthermore, Squee also provides resilience since you can escape him for 4 mana and 4 cards. The deck boasts 12 lords between Runevelt Hordemaster, Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, and what is perhaps the most important card in the deck, Battlecry Goblin. Battlecry Goblin turns excess mana into pumping the team, sometimes multiple times, and helps the deck go wide. The deck runs a few Nykthos because, while most aggro decks in the format also go wide, Goblins goes the widest and often has outlets for extra mana, particularly Battlecry Goblin. Additionally, while some Goblins already have haste, Battlecry Goblin can grant it to everything that doesn't and adds an extra body to combat. The deck is capable of piling on a ton of damage out of nowhere due mostly to Battlecry Goblin. Goblin Warchief grants haste and reduces the cost of Goblins by 1, which is great when you get to cast multiple Goblins off the top with Snoop or Frenzy. Finally, there's the Goblins that make attacking more beneficial. Legion Loyalist makes blocking difficult for the opponent and helps push through a lot more damage, particularly due to granting Trample and First Strike. The effect is far better than it initially appears and is often the deciding factor in combat. Goblin Piledriver can provide a huge source of damage, particularly when given haste by Battlecry Goblin or Goblin Warchief, and Legion Loyalist ensures that damage tramples over. Goblin Heel Cutter makes blocking more difficult, and Dash means you can dodge sweepers and other sorcery speed removal. An important concept in competitive Magic is a heuristic that goes, generally, the player who's able to spend more of their mana each turn is the one more likely to win. Goblins has many ways of spending its mana. Apart from just casting spells normally, it has Conspicuous Snoop or Experimental Frenzy to cast more off the top, potential hits from Runevelt Hordemaster, activated abilities of Battlecry Goblin, Den of the Bugbear, and Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, escaping Squee, fetching more Goblins to cast with Goblin Ringleader, or dashing Goblin Heel Cutter each turn. Tips and tricks. Regarding the attack triggers of Legion Loyalist, Battlecry Goblin, and Squee, you can stack the triggers to make tokens first and then give them the battalion abilities. If you give Hobgoblin Bandit Lord haste, it counts itself having entered and can immediately tap for damage. If your opponent has a blocker with lifelink, you can get around this with Legion Loyalist having everything first strike before they gain the life, or by killing whatever they block with Hobgoblin Bandit Lord or sometimes Fanatical Firebrand. Although Kiki Jiki isn't legal, Snoop still gets the activated abilities of other Goblins on top, which is specifically great if that card is Battlecry Goblin. As usual with Den of the Bugbear, if you have enough mana, you can activate the same Den multiple times so that when you attack, you make multiple tokens. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Goblins. Thank you to my supporters, and if you enjoy these videos, consider supporting the channel, and take care.